Hello guys, it's me Daniel96 back here for another video, and today we'll be making our round 9 predictions for the 2025 AFL season. So just like that, round 8 is all done and dusted. Honestly, being honest, probably one of the most boring rounds of footy apart from that one game, but yeah, it was probably one to forget. Honestly, this round, not much feelers, but we got 6 out of 9 tips correct, which I would say is okay. It's probably an average, so we'll take that. And yeah, starting off with the first one, I mean, Essendon just got over the line against North. Freo got just outplayed. They were horrible. They were absolutely horrible. So were Port. They were terrible. The Bulldogs did really well. The Crows did great, and Carlton were terrible. Melbourne, I guess, got the job done. They needed to. Collingwood, wow, we in a thriller. One of the best games for sure. I mean, this season. It probably was the best game this season so far. But wow, that game, I guess, made up for this round. When the game needed something, this game provided it. And yeah, just down here, the Giants lost. I thought the Giants could have got the job done, but Sydney back and winning the first home game. Hawthorn easily done, and Brisbane, I'd say easily done. The scoreboard does look close, but it just was one-sided. And now you can see the predicted versus actual margins, and you can see the first half of my predicted margins. It was pretty terrible, as you can see, with the margins, but in the second half we did really well. So I guess I'll take it. Like, that was not too bad for what I was predicting. So yeah, we're done with round 8, and now let's move on to round 9. And so here we are, round 9. It is gonna be a pretty big round, to say the least. I reckon this one's gonna be huge, and we got some good games. So yeah, let's get started with this first one. And this one is already looking, I'd say, pretty good. This one's gonna be interesting to watch. So yeah, it's between Fremantle and Collingwood, playing at Optus Stadium, and this one, I'm just interested to see what goes on. Collingwood did lose last week, but like, it was an honourable loss. They came back, and there was some controversial decisions with umpiring and stuff, but they had enough to the siren shot, which could have been insane if they got it, but sadly missed. And yeah, they did get their first loss in a while, so yeah, they shouldn't feel too bad about it. They're sitting second. They're looking good. They're a very strong team. But they're travelling now. So they're going to Perth, playing against Freo, who have had a terrible week. Yeah, a week to forget. A game to forget. And it gives them that chance to respond. They need a response big time. And the question is if they can do it this game. Yeah, which will be interesting. Because, yeah, the last time they versed each other at Optus, it ended up being a draw. So will something like that happen? I probably don't think so. It's probably not much of a chance of that happening again. I mean, it would be a miracle, but really, I only see this going mostly one way. I mean, I definitely could maybe see Fremantle winning this one in the upset. They have played really well at home, but with the side Collingwood have been this year, they've been looking really good, and I think this will be a really convincing win by them. So yeah, I'm going to tip Collingwood to get this tipping started. I'm going to predict them to win by 46 points. And I'm rating this game an 83. Now looking at the next game, and yeah, this game, I guess, will be an interesting one. I don't know why Fremantle, St Kilda keep getting the Thursday, Friday night games, but yeah, I mean, that's just the way it's been. And this one's going to be interesting, I reckon, to watch, due to the venue. But yeah, it's between St Kilda and Carlton, playing at the MCG, which is an interesting choice. It is a St Kilda home game, but this one's being played at the G, so that might make things interesting. St Kilda are coming off a win, a very good win by them. It was very low scoring, very very St Kilda like. But they just play really well, and I guess it was a positive sign to see them finally getting back on the track to where they needed to be. And yeah, they really needed that win, and they got it. But up against Carlton, who had a loss last week as well against the Crows, I mean, I don't know where they're at the moment, but They need something to respond, and maybe this is the game for them. They could definitely use this chance for a win. They played at the G 2 weeks ago against Geelong and won it really well. It was probably their best win of the season so far. But yeah, after a challenging game against the Crows, they definitely need to head back home. And yeah, I think this is their best game, their best chance for that. They really need to catch up. They're sitting 13th. They want to rise up on the ladder. And yeah, I think St Kilda will definitely put on the fight in this one. I think this will overall be, I would say, a fairly close game overall. But I can just see Carlton just getting a step ahead and winning this one. Yeah, I think this will be a close game. And yeah, I predict Carlton to win by 17 points. And I'm rating this game an 86. Now looking at the Saturday games, there's 4 of them. But yeah, we got some really good games ahead. This is going to be good. So yeah, starting with the first game, and this is probably the least hyped game for this Saturday. I mean, fairly obvious why. Yeah, let's get into it. It's between Melbourne and Hawthorn, playing at the G on the Saturday afternoon, and yeah, this I feel like will be a very one-sided game. Melbourne got their win last week against West Coast, so they did have 3 wins in a row, which is yeah, really great for them. They just needed to do what they need to do, and they got it. But yeah, they've hit a roadblock, I reckon, and the biggest challenge will have to be this game up against Hawthorn, who Hawthorn have versed Richmond and West Coast in the past 2 weeks, which doesn't say much, but they did smash them, and yeah, they're sitting 3rd at the moment. So yeah, you expect them to just, I would say, demolish Melbourne. So I think as for tipping this game, this one's going to be very obvious, but yeah, I have to tip Hawthorn for this one. I think they'll get the job done, and I think it'll be a very convincing game by them, and yeah, I think it'll be smashing. Yeah, I'm predicting the margin to be 50 points, and I'm rating this game a 65. Now looking down at the Twilight game, and this one, yeah, I think this is a 50-50 game, really. Yeah, this one's gonna be good, I reckon. This one I'll be excited for. Yeah, it's between Essendon and Sydney, playing at Marvel Stadium, and I think this, as I said, will be a 50-50. This one's gonna be yeah, tough to tip. Essendon got their win against North. It was definitely not convincing. I didn't think they played well, honestly. I thought they just played terribly. Very boring watch as well, but they got it done, and you know, I guess you take those, really. You take those wins, but yeah, up against Sydney, who did win their Sydney Derby against the Giants, and that just brings some spark into the season back again. I mean, they are sitting 14th. They got their 3rd win, their first win at home, and can they make that charge towards the 8th? I don't know, but if they want to, they need to win this game for sure. That is their priority, and I think they do have this bigger chance for them because, well, Essendon haven't looked the absolute best in the past few games. I mean, they beat Melbourne, West Coast, and North. I guess the game against Melbourne was convincing, but the games against West Coast and North were not at Marvel. And I think just for that, I think it's going to be hard to see Essendon get over the line against Sydney, who, yeah, I think might be the better side in this one. So, yeah, I'm going to keep this tip simple. This one's going to be hard to tip, though. I can't see Essendon winning this one just because of the home ground factor. But, and yeah, we'll see what Sydney dish up. I mean, I don't know what they're going to put on. So, yeah, I'm going to go with, I guess, a safe option here and tip Sydney to get this win by 11 points. I think it will be a close one. And I'm rating this game an 84. Looking down now, and we have our first Saturday night game. First of the 2, and this one's a bit different. They do this every year, and yeah, let's have a look at this. Between Gold Coast and the Western Bulldogs, playing at TIO Stadium in Darwin, which is going to be, I reckon this is going to be a huge clash. I honestly think this will be huge. The Bulldogs have looked really strong in their past few games. They have been kicking on and they got momentum. And you know what? They are starting to look like a maybe potential top 4 team. They are looking good. They are looking really good. And with injuries as well, yeah, they've been very convincing. And I guess that's a really good sign for them for things to come. Yeah, they got many positives. And as for the Gold Coast, they did lose their last game against Brisbane in the Q Clash, but it was always going to be a tough game, I reckon. They haven't won against Brisbane in the past few tries, especially at the Gabba. But I guess they did fight back, which is a positive sign. And they got big potential for this one. And for this game to be played at Darwin, I think it suits Gold Coast more. They have sort of made it their fortress at this ground. And every time they play it, they just score really high. So I have a gut feeling that something similar might happen in this one. But I do think, without doubt, that this will be another close one to watch. So, yeah, I think the Bulldogs, I would have tipped the Bulldogs if this game was played in the Gold Coast. But I don't know why. I think just because they're in Darwin, I'm going to tip the Gold Coast to get this win. Yeah, they just sort of made Darwin their fortress, and I think that will continue on for their big win. And I think this, as I said, will be a close one. I am predicting 5 points to be the margin, and I'm rating this game a 91. Now we go to the last game of the round, not the round, the last game this Saturday, and yeah, this is definitely game of the round, without doubt. No introductions needed. You guys know this game. I would argue this is probably the biggest rivalry of the AFL, but yeah, you guys might disagree. But this one's huge. I can't wait for this one. It's between Port Adelaide and Adelaide, playing at the Adelaide Oval for the showdown. And this one seems to be big. This one's going to be big, and really, I just can't wait. Adelaide have had an impressive win last game at the Adelaide Oval against Carlton, winning by 60 points, which was a huge margin. They just looked convincing. Every time they played the Adelaide Oval, they look like somewhat convincing, and that's just a big sign for them. They're sort of making the ground their fortress at this moment, which is a big plus. But as for Port Adelaide, they've been, disappointing loss last week. Very disappointing. They just had no hope. And that's not a great sign to come, because, you know, in these showdown games, it's one of the biggest games. They better perform, and, you know, they got to step it up. They just have to absolutely step it up. But in saying that, I definitely think they could. We've seen what happens when they lose big. The next week, they sort of respond. And I feel like they could respond in this one. They know that it's a big game. And, yeah, I guess that win last year in the showdown that they had was an example. But, yeah, this showdown, Adelaide rank as the higher team, which we haven't had for quite a long time. So, everything's leaning towards Adelaide's way. And, honestly, they are the most likely chance of winning this showdown. But I think for this tip, I'm going to go for the upset tip. And really, this is the team I support, so I really don't want to go against them. If there was any exception I'd make, it would obviously be this game. So, yeah, I think my tip is going to go towards Port Adelaide's way. I hope it's an upset. Obviously, I hope. But I think this will be a close game. It will be a seesawing contest, I reckon. And I would say that Port Adelaide might just get over the line and win. I would say an upset. But it is a rivalry, so yeah, I think Port will just get the win by 9 points, and I'm rating this game a 95. Now we go down, and there's the Sunday games. There's 3 games left, and yeah, as you can see by the fixtures, very, very one-sided. Starting with the first of the one-sided games, and this is probably the least interesting game of the round. No offense, but I mean, yeah, I just hope it's a good game, that's all. I hope it's a good game, but let's have a look. It's between Richmond and West Coast, playing at the G, and yeah, this is, I mean, not a finals game, but like, I just hope it's a good game. West Coast still winless. They sit bottom. I thought they had a chance last week, and they looked fairly good at halftime, but just fell away, and yeah, they're back to that spot. And Richmond, in the meantime, got smashed by Hawthorn. It wasn't great by them, but an opportunity presents themselves. They are back at home at the G against West Coast, and I think they have a big chance in this one, Richmond. A big chance. I don't know. It sort of feels one-sided that way towards Richmond. I guess we have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, West Coast haven't looked good this season. I just don't know. I just find it hard for them to win this game. I just think Richmond might have the advantage in this one. So yeah, as for tipping this game, I'm going to make this fairly quick. I mean, if West Coast win this one, then that would be pretty crazy, honestly. I just would find it crazy. But Richmond have had 2 wins, all of them at home, and when they're in that form, they are sort of convincing. So I think they'll just be much more convincing in this game, and yeah, I had to tip Richmond for this one. So yeah, I'm predicting Richmond to win by 26 points, and I'm rating this game a 61. Now looking at the next game, and this one is, I guess, also one-sided, but this one will be probably the most interesting game of the day. And I mean, it's not, this one's no certain one. So yeah, it's between Geelong and GWS playing at James HBA Stadium, and this one will definitely be one to watch, that's for sure. Geelong have looked really good in the past few weeks. I mean, they did lose that game against Carlton. I think they could have won that for sure, but that win against Collingwood was great by them. Yeah, that was great. Honestly, they've been a big contender, and I don't know how they're not in the top 4 yet, but I definitely think they'll be probably top 5 for sure. I think they'll definitely be top 5 within that range. Yeah, they've just looked really good. And as for the Giants, they've lost their past 3, so a bit of concern for them. And the fact that they're versing Geelong doesn't make things easier. But they have won against Geelong, in Geelong, for the past few times. So I'm just saying, like, they do have a chance. They do have a chance of winning and causing an upset. They have done it before. But in also saying that, I think this Geelong team looked different. Different in a good way. I think all the advantages will go their way. So yeah, I think this will be a very interesting game. I can't wait for this one as well. But I think with just the form, I have to tip Geelong. I mean, GWS, they're not looking great. They're not looking as convincing. And I think Geelong will just get it done. And yeah, I'm predicting Geelong to win by 32 points. And I'm rating this game a 79. Now for the last game of the round. And this one isn't the most exciting to finish off. But, I mean, I guess it's just, it does it, I guess. So yeah, it's between North Melbourne and Brisbane, playing at Ninja Stadium, which is the new name for Bloodstone Arena in Hobart. And yeah, I guess, well, let's see what happens in this game. Starting with Brisbane, and they've looked really good. They sit top at this moment, so they have been definitely on the roll. They've only lost that one game against Collingwood, but since then they've just done what they needed to. They've done what they needed to as reigning premiers. Yeah, they've been looking good. And as for North, well, it's quite the opposite, really. It's quite the opposite. They haven't been doing great. They keep getting close. They keep getting close, but they never had the capability to go a bit further ahead. But yeah, as for this game, they don't have the best record at Hobart. They tend to get smashed in Hobart, so it won't give them the best chance for a game like this. So it does put them at a disadvantage. And I just think, like, surely Brisbane can't lose to North. Like, out of all the teams, imagine that if Brisbane lose to North, that would be absolutely crazy. I just don't see it happening. And yeah, I mean, surely this is going to be a convincing win by Brisbane. And that is where my final tip of this round is going to go. I mean, surely this is a certainty, and this is probably the most certainty I'll have in this round. So, yeah, I'm going to tip Brisbane to win by 40 points, and I'm rating this game as 72. And just like that, that is my round 9 tips done and dusted. It's going to be a great round. Surely a better round than last round. Last round was boring as hell, so yeah. I just want a good round, so that's all I want. Hopefully it's a good one, but yeah, hopefully you get the tips right. So yes, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next time. Bye bye.